Hello there, everyone. A while back, I checked out a couple of movies for the first time, and I forgot to do an actual recording afterward to let you know what I thought about them. Though most of my recordings for first time watches are over on the Fandom Collective YouTube channel if you want to check those out. But in this one, I'm going to be talking about Lego Batman and Into the Spider-Verse, which I saw for the first time a couple months back, but I forgot to make a video about it, so I'm doing that now. So, Lego Batman is one that I was not expecting to like too much because I think Batman's a little bit oversaturated in the market, at least from what I've seen. I've seen only know him with movies pretty much and some of the animated stuff, and he is always around. He's got so many different versions of him and all these things. So, I thought a Lego Batman, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen the Lego movies, so I don't know how they are. But checked out Lego Batman and was pleasantly surprised on how good that was. It visually looked great. The stop motion and the visual effects with it looked freaking awesome. And just in general, the story was pretty good too. He's got pretty much all of his villains are in it that he's fighting, and him and the Joker with their like love hate, I need you, you need me kind of relationship is hilarious. I thought that was portrayed well. Barbara Gordon does pretty well too. She's not this super girl boss who just gets it all done herself, don't need no man. She is a strong woman in it, yes, but like she understands needing help, and she is totally fine working together with people. She's not a total bitch with her personality. She is a good character here. Nice. I like it. And just him with his son attachments and whatnot. There's this little fan that was an orphan, and he just like accidentally adopts him, not paying attention to the kid at all, and just doesn't want him to touch anything. And eventually it starts to get together. Of course, that he's a father now. He was an orphan. This kid, like for this movie being aimed for kids, this goes pretty well. This has some pretty good stuff here. I mean, yeah, I could see adults being engaged with this very much. Fathers especially having some attachment here, I would think. Uh, I mean, there's so much to comment on from it going on. Like the freaking villains that they bring in as well. Like Joker's like, all right, well, you've gotten rid of all these villains and you're tired of all these. So I'm going to bring in some other ones, and then you'll appreciate me. And it's so ridiculous, so bonkers. And again, to have that clash with some of the more meaningful themes and messages to their movie, about leaving your family behind or not, and allowing yourself to be helped by other people and everything. That this is a, it's not groundbreaking, of course, but for something made for kids, this is really good. I would say. This is really good, and especially it's one of those okay, that's probably a poor way to describe it. Probably a poor way to describe it. I mean, in the sense, like, Shrek is something that you can watch with kids, but there's obvious things meant for the adults in the room to be paying attention to. And now that I'm thinking about it, the movie again, so more of the movies coming to my head now. Now, this doesn't necessarily seem like it was aimed just for kids anyway. Like, it seemed like more for families, probably a better way to put it. It's a family kind of movie. Yeah, it's like anybody in the room can connect to it in some way or find something that they enjoy with it. And I don't know, they did good. They did pretty good there. I like that. And going over to the Spider-Verse, this was another one that I didn't think I was going to like, and I did kind of deliberately avoid watching it for a while because Spider-Man's one of those characters that I understand why he's a good character, and he's in some decent movies and stuff, different animated things that work, and he's in a bunch of comics, sure, but my interest in him is just not very high. He's just one of the characters I just, I don't need to see a bunch of him and then like another movie with more versions of him. I didn't think I was going to like that. But none to my surprise, they pulled together another pretty well done story here. And apparently, some of the visual people that worked with Lego Batman worked on this as well. And it, again, a lot of great stuff there. Miles is his own character, his own little thing in this movie. And there's the Peter Parkers that are in there aren't just, the guy that he ends up spending most of the time with in the movie is kind of like, more out of shape Spider-Man, but he's got lots of good qualities to his character that they don't fully, they don't just shove him to the ground like he's some dummy idiot. He's pretty much the leader of the Spider-Men in this little version here. And you got the Nicolas Cage Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, stuff that happens there. This was This was a fun little one. Kingpin, he's a human villain, but he seems quite, capable himself. They had the female version of Doc Ock, which I thought was a funny interaction when they were first meeting up because he's like, "Oh, this is a hot scientist," and then I'm being strapped to a chair, and she wants to watch the life train at it. This is a very different dynamic compared to the male Doctor one, of course there. And yeah, I mean, him and his you got Miles and his father and his uncle, and yeah, that guy's a villain, and the guy's a cop, and some differences there. It just, I'm trying to think back on what specific moments I liked, but I'm struggling at the moment. I might have to watch it again to refresh my memory because I watched a lot of these films kind of, one day after the other, and I didn't record my thoughts on them. So sometimes the stuff kind of blends or fades away a little bit. There were some other things I know I liked in this film. I don't remember if the music was, or if it was the music was fine, but not, I don't know if it was that great. There was a scene or two that I liked a lot, but I don't remember exactly the context as I'm thinking about it. So, uh, I'm kind of forgetting some of the details with it, but I do like how it happened. There's a lot of teamwork elements to it. There's like, the new one trying to take on the mantle, and I think that they do it pretty well. They're not shitting all over Peter Parker and Spider-Man and everything. They have all these characters have their own qualities that make them good in their own way in the film, and they did a pretty good job in general with it, and I liked it. Yeah, looking forward to the second one when that comes out. Though, I'm not hyped for it, but I'm far more willing to watch it than I was when I was before I watched this. So, with that, have a good one, guys.